Miniatures are cool.
Miniatures are pretty cool.
Miniatures are cool.
Jesus.
Welcome to Backlot 605, Episode 9. I am your host, Casey, and with me as always is the other host,
Brian. Me.
We're co-hosts.
We are co-hosts.
We are really hot right now.
We are?
Jeez. Yeah, we are.
Holy, bring
Good
your...
thing we had this Fernson Lion's Paw to cool us down.
Maybe you need to bring it down a notch.
I think I need to stop yelling into the microphone.
Maybe we need to just bring it
I'm
down.
only half a beer in, too. I haven't gotten to full yelling yet, so...
God damn, dude.
All right, so what do we got going on today?
I'm drinking Lion's Paw, that's what
By the way, Happy New Year.
It will be New Year, won't it?
It will.
Happy New Year.
So we're recording this in the past, so...
So you can enjoy it in the future.
Yeah, so...
Hungover.
Yeah, I hope you all listen to this on your... well, I guess it'd be Wednesday we're dropping this, so... On your day actually going back to work after being hungover Tuesday.
Not me.
No?
No.
What are you doing for New Year's? What did you do for New Year's?
What did I do for New Year's?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Okay, what are you going to do that will then be in the past when this comes out?
Is this like Spaceballs? When will then be now?
Yes, exactly.
Soon.
Nothing?
I don't know.
Are you gonna be able to stay up past midnight?
Oh, that's the easy part.
Oh.
It's the, nah, I don't know.
I don't know. I gotta work, and then I'll just probably go home and I might watch a movie. Usually what I do.
Watch a movie? Why would you do that?
My girlfriend's babysitting.
It's
till
like
2 in
research.
the morning, so... Yeah, I'll sit at home and drink some Fernson.
Burnson.
Yummy Fernson. So what do we got on the agenda for today?
Not a lot, actually.
Not a lot for news, at least.
No, it's been pretty quiet.
Pretty slow.
It's like there was a holiday or something.
Must have been. Christmas.
Christmas. Though we did get a very good Christmas present.
What's that?
The Us trailer.
That is a very good Christmas present. Dropped on Christmas morning.
That was a, holy shit.
Exactly. So you want to jump into that?
Huh?
You want to jump into Us?
Oh, well, we
Or
can
do you
get
want to
there.
jump to the box office?
Let's do that.
Let's do the box office. So no real big changes here.
No.
Aquaman number 1.
Shocker.
Not really.
No?
Or were you being sarcastic?
Fuck.
Yeah, fuck.
You gotta work on your, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yeah, sense of sarcasm.
I don't have that.
Sure.
So 51 million for Aquaman. The Waterboy 2.
The Waterboy 2.
H2O.
I would love to see
A Sandler cameo.
No.
Underwater.
No,
it
no.
has to be underwater.
No, I want to see Jason Momoa do Adam Sandler's Waterboy.
Oh, in an actual sequel? Yeah, that would be pretty great.
No, I just want...
Mama said,
Mama said knock you out.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Anyway, keep going.
Mary Poppins Returns, 28 million.
That one actually even went up, too.
Mm-hmm. Bumblebee, 20 million. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, number 4, 18 million. And The Mule, number 5, 11 mil.
What do you know? Every brand new movie this weekend, you can't even break the top 5.
Nope. So Vice was at number 6, only 7 million. Holmes and Watson, also 7 million.
It's gone up in ratings.
What's that? Holmes and Watson from 0 to...
Last I saw it was 4, but I think it's up to 7 now.
I think it's like 6 or 7, yeah.
Which means that...
I've not heard good things on that movie.
Nothing.
I've heard quite a few people walked out of it.
I've heard a lot of people have walked out of it.
Ugh. Hopefully... Well, here's the thing that's missing.
What's that?
Because he's on Vice right now. Adam McKay.
Oh, what you're saying is...
To direct the two.
Oh, because he's...
Step Brothers, Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
He's the one that brought them two together in the first place.
So you're saying that the reason why this movie is bad is not because it's just a bad movie. It's that because Adam McKay wasn't there to make the bad movie better?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, look at the last two outings. I know you don't like Will Ferrell movies, but...
Yeah.
Talladega Nights and Step Brothers, I think, are two of his best. Anchorman is right up there, too. So all his collaborations with Adam McKay are what brings out the best in Will Ferrell.
I don't know. Who directed the other guys?
Adam McKay.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So his pretty much his 4 best movies, yeah. Adam McKay.
I actually enjoy the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons why I want to go back and see Daddy's Home. Because I like the dynamic between Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
What about Daddy's No Home 2 then?
Well, I need to see the first one so I can see the second one.
Yeah. But there was so much wrong with this movie. That first trailer came out and everyone was pooping on it. I was pooping on it. You were pooping on it.
Oh, I had no interest whatsoever.
Everybody should.
So it's like, I'm surprised. Hey, give them mad credit the fact that they broke 7 million.
With, the blockbusters that are still in theaters. Yeah, I guess.
Or the fact that the movie theaters don't have to give them refunds.
Hey, I've never done that, but maybe if I watched Holmes and Watson, I would ask for a refund. Have you ever done that?
The only time I've ever gotten a refund on a movie is when there was legitimately like something wrong or something.
Oh, with the screening?
Yeah. Or there was something that was going on outside of the control of the theater that they're like, all right, we'll play nice.
We'll give you another ticket or something.
We're not gonna say the movie sucked. That's not my bad.
No, they're not the ones that made the movie. So if you're listening out there and you have ever asked for your money back after watching a shitty movie, that's your own damn fault.
Right.
Need to know what you're getting into beforehand.
I'm just looking at these numbers really quick here, and let me bring this up here. So, you're giving shit about second act because, hey, J-Lo's making another movie.
I wasn't shitting on just J-Lo. It was just the fact that this movie came out 15 years too late.
Well, I'm looking at it right now just for the sake of argument because, I didn't see a lot of trailers for it or anything like that, so I don't know how much publicity or marketing behind it was. But it's at least in the black. Because I saw it's like number 8 or 9 or something like that. But it's $16 million budget, and they've already made 21 domestically.
Yeah.
So,
it's
not horrible.
It also looks like it was made for $16 million, and 15 of it went to J-Lo, so boom, roasted.
Well, J-Lo needs some money.
Yeah,
money.
I need more debt. She needs more money.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the numbers here, and typically you'll see, a week after week after week where there's the change in decline and the week previous. And actually a lot of the movies this week, and partly because of the holiday, whatever, actually went up in terms of how much money they made from the previous week. So this is actually looks like a legitimate good end to the year.
Mm-hmm. Aquaman will probably stay on top through the new year.
Oh, yeah.
Well, obviously, because we're recording this right now, and it will be the new year. So
yeah, it will be the new year.
I think it'll stay on top for a little while yet, because nothing's coming out this weekend either, so might be sitting tight up there until
everything
Class, maybe.
Everything came out before
before Christmas. Yep. So, yeah, that's the box office.
Yeah.
I want to jump into this trailer.
What trailer?
Us.
Us?
Yeah.
Like, This Is Us?
This Is Us, yeah.
Oh, wait, wrong Us?
No, This Is Us, the trailer for Season 5. I don't even know what trailer that. I don't know. I haven't watched this. I've watched one episode. I'm like, I get it. I'm not going to watch anymore, but I get it.
For a minute there, I was like, how the hell? I was like, do you really... Maybe you are one of those kind of people that would watch the show. I'm not going to give you knocks.
I would watch it because of Milo. I can't ever pronounce his last name.
Because he's awesome.
Yes, he is great. Especially in Heroes.
In a Fergie video.
He's in a Fergie video?
He is in a Fergie video.
Wow. He also has a...
So does that...
Can I spoil that he has a cameo in a movie?
What movie?
Can I spoil it?
I don't care.
Creed 2.
Huh.
At the end, yeah.
I don't know if that would necessarily be a cameo. I don't know.
He's literally, he says like 2 lines to Stallone, and that's it. In the last 3 minutes of the movie.
What, is he supposed to be like Stallone's son or something?
Yeah. You ever watch Rocky Balboa?
Huh?
You ever watch Rocky Balboa?
No.
Oh, yeah, he's his son in that whole movie.
Oh.
So now they bring him back.
I've got to
hopefully for the closure of
I gotta get
Rocky.
caught up on my Rocky movies.
You need to watch your Rocky movies.
Rocky.
Hey, yo, it's time to watch the Rocky movies, you know? All right? No?
No.
All right. Moving on. Us trailer.
Leave the Sly to Sly.
To Sly?
Leave it to Sly.
All right. Us.
Us.
The newest film from the mind of Jordan Peele.
That is one fucked up mind is what I've determined.
Yeah.
And
I love it.
I realized that when it comes to comedy, if you look at any of the great comics out there, they're usually pretty dark, especially if you look at somebody like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Who didn't get out of that bend. But, you see all these things that were Key and Peele and all this funny shit. And, before he did Get Out, they did Keanu. a movie about a fucking cat.
Named after
The
greatest actor ever, Keanu Reeves.
Right. And then we Get Out. We're like, what the fuck? And I thought that was just, it's a very good social commentary. It was a very good, well-crafted movie.
Oscar-winning movie,
yes. I know. Just think, the guy
great.
from Key and Peele's like, I'm an Oscar winner. Yeah. What are you? No. They dropped the trailer for Us, and I went, that dude's more fucked up than I thought. I do love the pairing of bringing in Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke from Black Panther. I think that is amazing.
I'm trying to think of, he had some sort of involvement with Black Panther.
Who, Jordan Peele?
Yeah, he might have just been there on set to give out some pointers that he had or something like that. He had a thanks at the end. That's what I think it was.
I was like, it's Ryan Coogler. He doesn't need Jordan Peele's pointers.
Yeah, I think he got a thanks at the end. Like, thanks to Jordan Peele, like, at the end of the credits or something like that. But yeah, bringing in the some of the Black Panther cast. And yeah, this trailer is fucked up.
I like their use of the song in the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
I got 5 on it. Just I like how they just darken it up. Mm-hmm. Almost to the point where I'm like, if there's a remix of this, I want it.
Great use of music, just like the Get Out trailer, the first one did, has a great use of music to help drive the action and like the horrific stuff that's happening. Yeah, because I had to watch that trailer over and over. I did a review on that in school.
Oh, for Get Out?
Yeah. So I had to listen to that song over and over while I was editing.
Do you remember what the song was?
No, it was the score for the movie.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't wait for this.
Oh, it looks great. Mm-hmm. And the problem is we have to wait like 3
months.
Yeah.
It comes out in March.
Yeah, but that's like a long
That's such a long time. I want it now.
Oh, wait. Do you remember what weekend it came out or comes out?
It's opening against something else. I can't remember what it is. I'll let you look it up. But
I think I know, and I think I'm scared.
Why?
Hold on.
Of the movie? You're gonna be scared?
Oh, no, I won't be scared of the movie though. I will be appreciative because it is what it is.
Yeah, there's obviously gonna be some more social commentary in this one. And I'm hoping it's a little bit more of a slasher movie this time.
It opens up against Wonder Park, which is an animated movie, which is a good diverse to open up against.
Wonder Park?
Yeah, never heard of it.
No.
But it is opening up the weekend after Captain Marvel. So guess we'll not get first place in that week.
That first week, no.
No. It should take a good solid second though.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was pretty sure it was coming up on around Captain Marvel. And I think just looking at least some of these names that I don't recognize, it should still be able to hold up pretty well.
What's that?
Well, like the next week, 5 Feet Apart, Greyhound, The Informer, Where'd You Go, Bernadette.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I watched the trailer for Where Did You Go, Bernadette before I watched Vice this weekend. That looks really bad. Just a random thought, but
what is it?
Us looks great. What?
This Bernadette
has what's her name? Kate Blanchett. She like goes missing while she's writing a book or something. Yeah. It looks like a made-for-TV movie.
So Us.
I'm ready for it. There's a lot of... I've heard some rumors about this movie, which I don't think will be true. Some people are speculating. One thing is it might be like somehow a tie-in to like a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie.
No.
I don't... There's some musical cues that very similar to the music of Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know about that. There are some nods to other horror movies though in this one.
What's the
the son is wearing a Jaws shirt.
Just throwing this out here, unless they got some sort of release and whatnot, there can't be any tie because it's a wholly different studio.
It's Blumhouse again, right?
No. What I mean,
for Us.
Yeah. I don't. It's being distributed by Universal.
Yeah.
So it's under Universal, but the reason why I bring that up is because Nightmare on Elm Street is Warner Brothers New Line Cinema. Yeah. So, unless they pull a split on us.
The only thing I think of, if it could attach to any franchise like Split did, is this is maybe just a fan theory I have. This could be the Friday the 13th prequel movie.
No.
Because the kid's name is Jason. Maybe that's just a wink and a nod to that.
That's probably all. No.
But I think that'd be a cool introduction.
So I saw a thing on Twitter here the other day.
That's just the horde nerd in me that wants that.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen. I hate to break your bubble, burst your bubble.
How hard is it to make a goddamn Friday the 13th movie? Big campers to a camp, and you have a guy with a hockey mask killing.
Have you not paid attention to the news in the last year in regards to all the lawsuit shit going on?
Oh, I know what's going on.
Yeah, that shit's dead for a while.
Fucking A.
No. So watching Twitter and reading Twitter, whatever. And I guess Jordan Peele sent out these care packages to some people where it is legitimately the case. You open it up and it's felt lined and whatnot, and it has the scissors in it with a note from Jordan Peele to the person that's going to, right? One got sent to Kevin Smith. But when he called out Jordan Peele on Twitter about it here, he was saying, hey, this is really awesome. I really like it. By the way, I got Kevin Hart's. And in the picture, you can see where it's got, thanks, Kevin Hart, right on the note.
So not only does he get mistaken for Kevin James all the time.
And he pointed that out, that he's gotten stuff for Kevin James before.
Yeah.
That he's
now
like,
Kevin Hart.
He's like,
that's funny.
Yeah. He's like, oh, and by the way, I got Kevin Hart's box.
I wonder if Kevin Hart got Kevin James
Smith, or Kevin Smith's
box.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So that was Us. When does that come out again? March
12th. March 15th.
15th.
The 15th.
Right. I'll be there. All right.
It's too bad March doesn't have a Friday the 13th
during the month. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this would just be a good movie to release on a day like that.
Especially if it ties into Friday the 13th.
It's not going to.
It might.
Put your hopes back in their pocket.
I'll give it
not happening.
A 0.001% chance. Just so there's a chance.
Keep going lower.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's no chance.
All right. So it got confirmed from Jon Favreau himself that IG-88, the bounty hunter droid, will appear in the Mandalorian TV series coming to Disney+.
And this is the nerd in you going, here, this is what's going on. And 6 people are going to be like, I know what you're talking about.
IG-88, yes. He was there with Bosk and Boba Fett.
Actually, I do know. I know who he is.
IG-88, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just there in the background for all of 10 seconds in Empire Strikes Back.
What I'm picturing, though, is they're like, we've confirmed this for The Mandalorian, and then he'll be in the show for all about 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty much what will happen. Yeah, I know it's not movie news, but I think it's fun. It's a movie character showing up in it.
It's a movie character in a show?
In a show.
In a show?
That I'm really looking forward to.
Well, I'm just looking forward to Disney Plus, to be honest. I mean, overall, it's given us no reason not to want to anticipate. But, it's from what I understand, we're waiting until late next year before it even launches.
Yeah.
Who knows what more information.
Late this year, Brian. It's 2019.
God damn it.
Yeah. This alone, the Mandalorian TV show has my money as to why I'm subscribing. It could be just like, hey, you need to pay this much a month for a year just to watch the Mandalorian. Okay, I'll do that.
You'll do that?
Yeah.
I'm sharing your password.
Yeah. All right, so
don't share the passwords.
No, Disney will come after us. Mickey Mouse be knocking on our door.
I'd be okay with that. I want Mickey Mouse come knocking on my door.
No, like angry Mickey Mouse from South Park, where he cuts and kills people.
I've never seen that Mickey Mouse.
Oh, you need to watch that Mickey Mouse. It's the true one.
So,
all right, we saw a couple movies this week, didn't we?
I did. I saw a couple in the theater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you watch?
Well, I saw Aquaman.
We did. We talked about him last week. Waterboy.
I totally want to see him do Adam Sandler. I really do.
SNL will bring him back next year.
Bumblebee.
Yeah. What'd you think of Bumblebee?
I enjoyed Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Bumblebee is the Transformers movie you wish you would have gotten 11 years ago.
That's what I've been hearing. I haven't watched it yet. I'm falling behind and I need to get to it.
Yeah, you need to get to it.
Especially as a lifelong Transformers hater because of those Michael Bay movies.
Right. No, this is, I think, and this is all going to be recapped in the review that I put out, but
that you can check out on backlot605.com.
Backlot605. Is I do genuinely think that Haley Steinfeld has more emotion and more investment in this character in one movie in an hour and a half than Shia LaBeouf put into 3 movies.
You don't be dissing my Shia LaBeouf.
It's true.
I'm sorry. It is true. He's bad in those.
Well, I wouldn't call him bad. There's worse actors out there.
Megan Fox.
I wasn't gonna go there, but you're not wrong.
The other blonde chick from the third one, she was bad.
She was just the model.
Exactly, she was bad.
Her name was Rose.
How do you remember that?
I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Oh, it is. Yeah, this Rose Huntington or Hutchinson.
Yeah, she's
or
got like
something
3 names.
Yeah. She was in Mad Max Fury Road.
Was she?
Uh-huh. She was one of the girls with, what's his name? The bad guy.
The same bad guy from the first one?
Yeah. What's his name? Fuck.
I don't know.
I'll think of it.
I need to go back and watch that in black and white.
It's so good.
The black and chrome edition.
Mad Max Fury Road.
It was very good.
It's so good.
I think Tom Hardy was a very good replacement for Mel Gibson.
Yeah. Anyway, Bumblebee.
Oh, hold on.
Crossover with Transformers.
Side note, real quick here before I forget, because I'm just absolutely curious. If you have any idea, pop quiz for Fury Road since you like it so much here. Mm-hmm. Who was originally supposed to play the character that Tom Hardy plays before Tom Hardy was cast?
No.
George Miller, when he was writing Fury Road, he had a specific person in mind, and that due to circumstances was not able to cast him.
Chris Hemsworth.
No.
Oh, who is it?
He was funny enough though, as he was Australian.
It has to be. That's where the Mad Max movies are set.
Mm-hmm.
And he is Australian.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
It was supposed to be Heath Ledger. Oh. It was always intended to be for him.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Uh-huh.
Why'd you have to say that? Now I'm depressed and I don't want to do the podcast anymore.
Too bad you're here.
All right.
And you got Fernston to drink.
I got Fernston. It's so good.
It's got some
It'll put some life in me. Anyway, what else did you see? Anything else?
I've watched a couple of shows in the background on Netflix here, but no, most of the stuff was the stuff at the theater.
Yeah. I've been doing a bit of catch up lately.
What's your catch up on?
Mustard? Yes.
Jinx!
No. I finally got to Venom. It's, as he says in the movie, a turd in the wind.
Is a turd in the wind?
It's not terrible. It's bad.
Are there worse comic book movies out there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Are any of the X-Men movies considered worse than Venom?
Yes, X-Men Origins is the worst comic book movie ever, so yeah.
I don't know. I can't necessarily say the worst.
It is.
Maybe for the modern, like, say, 2000s.
I can watch those shitty 1990s Captain America movies before I can watch X-Men Origins Wolverine.
What, you don't want to, you'd rather encapsulate yourself in the glow of Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Venom, it's not good, but the stuff with where Venom finally shows up, I liked, because he's actually big, hulking, big Venom.
Hey, big guy.
He big Venom, you small Spider-Man. Spider-Man's not in it. But,
you wish he was.
I do. Like, how do you do Venom without him? Whatever. They did, and this movie made a shit ton of money, so we are going to get the sequel. And you know what? I think if they bring in someone who... Give the director more creative freedom and have them be someone who is a fan of the Venom comics and actually have them run the story, because it's obviously... Spoilers, I think we've talked about it before, for the after credit scene. It's Woody Harrelson as Carnage with his Annie wig on. And so if Carnage is going to be the villain in the next one, shave his head for one. And then...
Because Woody Harrelson actually looks really good with a shaved head.
Yeah, he's that in every movie for the last 15 years, so...
No.
No?
No.
He doesn't have an Annie wig, though, in any other ones.
As I say, have you seen his hair in the Hunger Games?
Oh, that's true. It's still not as bad as his big redhead wig.
Did you see him when he played the twins in Now You See Me Too?
I haven't watched the second one, no.
Yeah, because you got to find out he's got a twin brother.
Oh my god.
And he's got like this like beautiful afro thing going on.
Maybe he came right from that set to the Venom one and he's like, hey, I already got this hair.
I already got the wig.
No, if they're going to do Carnage, which is the number one villain for Venom, I'm for it. It was a bad movie, but I'm willing to give it a second chance.
You know, the only problem is I still have a problem with the let's make a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man.
Yeah. Especially with Venom.
at least I don't know. I don't know about like just the way they altered his origin.
No, it's not as good as what the comic book origin is at all. No.
So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe Sony will give up the ghost and give it over to Marvel, and while the Marvel's working on their Fox properties,
over their almost $1 billion for Venom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah, not anytime soon.
No. Some other stuff I watched.
What else?
Bird Box.
Bud Box.
Yep. Review is up now on backlot605.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out my full thoughts there, but I thought it was okay.
It was okay.
It wasn't great. Internet is exploding over this movie, though.
Yeah, last I actually just caught a glimpse on Facebook and talking about like it's speculated it's got like over 45 million
views in 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, think of how much that would be in box office.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It would have beat Aquaman for sure.
You know what the funny thing is though? Is that would be if they showed up to the theater.
That's true.
Because you guarantee that as a Netflix movie, yeah, super successful. Probably would have maybe broke the top 5.
Yeah.
With everything going on this week, if it would have came out against what's out right now.
But I mean, right now it's the most talked about movie that is in theaters or available to watch at home.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. There's memes galore for this movie. Some are great. I've seen a lot of good ones for this movie.
Someone with Homer Simpson, where he's just sitting at the bar, just wide-eyed, not sure what's going on. Everybody's got bird boxing on their heads.
I saw a great one where it's Sandra Bullock carrying the 2 kids with all their blindfolds on, and they're running away from the Salvation Army outside Walmart.
Yep, I saw that one.
That's a good one.
The other one was I saw a picture of the girl, and it says, "What my kid looks like when I tell them it's time to pick up their toys."
That's funny.
I'm like, yep, that sounds about right.
But yeah, I thought it was all right. It was nothing great. A lot of people compare it to A Quiet Place. That's obviously unfair because the book came out for Bird Box before A Quiet Place was even in the mind of John Krasinski. So
maybe that's where
he took inspiration from that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But this movie reminded me a lot of a shitty movie,
The Happening.
The Happening, with Mark Wahlberg, where he talks to trees.
Are you saying the trees are what caused the problem?
No, but just the panic of basically what happens in Bird Box is if you see the monster, quote unquote, you kill yourself. Mm-hmm. So in The Happening,
everybody kills
himself. Yeah, in hilarious fashion in The Happening.
Oh, very much so.
Hilarious.
Yeah. We'll just run my car right into this median.
We'll just walk into a tiger's or a lion's cage and have it rip my limbs off.
Sounds like a good idea.
Oh, I love that movie so much. We need to talk about it more. Not right now, but we will.
I'm so glad that
M. Night Shyamalan is better than that right now.
Oh yeah. So actually, you're asking me, what is stuff that I've been watching and stuff like that, right? Well, I found, and it's okay. I more or less watched it because of the people that were on it, but I guess Norm Macdonald from SNL has this little 10-episode stint show thing. It's kind of like a interviewing type of show, whatever, right? On Netflix, called Norm Macdonald Has a Show. That's what it's called. But M. Night was on there, and they were talking about like The Sixth Sense, and go to find out M. Night Shyamalan is the one that wrote She's All That and Stuart Little.
I think I knew the Stuart Little one,
and I immediately went, what? Because
what?
he did Stuart Little, The Sixth Sense, and She's All That between like 3 different studios at the same time. And he was like 22, 23 at this time. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, but he was talking about like after when he got into like past like Into the Village and stuff like that, basically about the time his movie started getting shitty was when he started having kids. And
thus Lady in the Water.
And he was like, trying to maybe need to soften it up. He goes, but now my kids are like 15, 16 years old, so now I want to make movies that are going to scare the shit out of them.
Nice.
That's literally what he said. I'm like, thank you. Yes. Finally, your kids grew up so I can get better movies out of you.
Yeah, because we had Lady in the Water, The Happening, Avatar, After Earth. Ugh.
Yeah.
Stinkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good thing M Night is back.
So yes, I'm glad he's back into that happy place. But it makes me kind of wonder though, what would happen if he not necessarily directed, but would go back and you write something and you get like another like teen movie
Written by M Night Shyamalan.
Right. Everybody knows him as the horror guy now. I'd be like, and by the way, it's Stuart Little 4.
Comes back to directs it.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that'd be great.
There's a twist at the end.
Obviously, there's a twist. He's not an actual mouse.
Stuart Little's been dead this whole time.
That's funny.
Why is there all this red all over the place?
It's a crossover between what's the little
The
little vampires.
I was just be like,
It's the same kid, right? Yeah, that's the same kid.
oh my god.
It's a crossover with Jerry Maguire.
Johnny Galecki or whatever the hell. No, not no. Fuck. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The guy, the little kid from Jerry Maguire.
Yeah. That could be his split moment, was crossing over Stuart Little and Jerry Maguire. Tom Cruise is actually Stuart Little.
No. As long as he can still reprise the role, you got to leave that to Michael J. Fox.
Leave everything to Michael J. Fox.
Except for driving.
He did all right in those Back to the Future movies.
Yeah, that was also before the Parkinson's really really caught up.
Gosh. Anyway, I watched a couple other movies.
What else did you watch?
I watched Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch?
Another Netflix movie. Choose your own adventure.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, you started watching it, right?
I got through the first...
Got to pick a cereal, man.
I got to pick a cereal.
Yeah, you always go with the Frosted Flakes.
I would have gotten further along if it would have let me use it on my Apple TV.
Yeah.
So, this ain't no spoiler alert, but just keep in mind that if you go to use it, they got this little weird little icon that's going to show up next to the picture and whatnot, that if the icon's not there, your shit's not going to work.
Yep. It'll literally like walk you through an instruction of how the movie will work otherwise. So
yeah, otherwise you're going to get a bunch of sorries at the very beginning. I learned that today because I guess it doesn't work on Chromecast. It doesn't work on Apple TV, older like Roku, stuff like that. But
worked on my PS4.
Works.
You watched on your what, Xbox?
Yeah, my Xbox.
So if you watch your Netflix on a console,
you're
video
fine.
game console, you should be fine.
You should be fine, yeah.
Anyway, this is probably honestly the most fun I've had watching a movie at home this year.
Well, it's because you get to pick how it goes.
Exactly.
Which, and I know I talked about this a little bit earlier, but it's not a new concept. It's a new concept for Netflix.
In the masses.
In the masses.
Something you cannot do in the theater at all.
No.
No.
You could.
How?
You could.
Unless you have every single person vote in the majority.
Yes, and that's exactly where I'm going with it. Everybody has an A/B box kind of thing. Yeah. But what I was going to say is that for the sake of like the choose your own adventure kind of thing, there's a couple of games on Xbox. I don't know if they're on PlayStation or not, but the first one I know off the top of my head, I've actually played it. I didn't do so well. Called Late Shift. That is completely live action. It is not CGI. It's completely all filmed. And it works basically the same premise. Is that you're given two options. Do you do A or do you do B? And you work your way through it. So to see this as a Black Mirror, that's why I'm super excited for it. Because I'm a fan of the franchise, period. I tell anybody, if you can get past the first episode, because the first episode is probably not the first.
Is that the political one?
That's the Prime Minister.
Okay, yeah, that one was rough for me to get through.
So I tell people, it's like, as long as you can get through that first episode, because that is the one where it's like, what the fuck did you tell me to watch? This is absolutely disturbing. That it's great. Some of the people that've gotten to, not per se cameo in it, but the people that have been in it and the careers, and like Bryce Dallas Howard, John Hamm is in it. The chick that plays Suri in Black Panther is in the last episode of season 4. It's got
Daniel Kaluuya was in like the second or third episode.
He's in the second episode. Yeah. He's in 15 million credits.
I think I'm only about 3 episodes into that first season. It's kind of rough for me to fully get into. I love, like, it's kind of a modern day Twilight Zone.
It's exactly what
Twilight
it is.
Zone. So that is after watching Bandersnatch, I need to get back in and
Yeah.
watch the entire series. But
just power through, because those first few episodes can get a little rough, but once you kind of get into the groove,
yeah,
just power through it because you'll be so much better afterward.
I know I would love it. So
I loved White Christmas with John Hamm. Had him and I don't remember the dude's name, but he was in Shaun of the Dead, and he was also in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. In Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, he was the douchebag that was trying to sell all the dinosaurs.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah. But he's in White Christmas with John Hamm. He's in the Christmas special.
Nice.
Yes.
So I really enjoyed this movie. It's super meta, which I loved. So once you get into it, there's certain paths you can take about 40 minutes to get through it. There's others like mine. It took about 2 hours to get through. So
yeah,
it all depends on the choices you make. So
well, as is life.
As is life.
As
anyway,
the choices you make.
Another choice I made.
What's that?
I went and watched Vice.
How was that for you?
I really enjoyed it actually.
Really?
I've seen all of Adam McKay's movies. His last one was The Big Short.
Yeah.
Which I thought was all right. It was a nice step into the more dramatic side.
Right. More of the dramedy.
Yeah. And this one is just like that, more dramedy. Thought it was a little funnier and a little better on the drama aspect than The Big Short was. Mm-hmm. Christian Bale is fantastic in this movie as Dick Cheney.
Okay, when is Christian Bale not good?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he'll be in, award contention here come Oscar season, so yeah, he'll definitely be up there. Him and Bradley Cooper are probably 1 and 2 right now running for Best Actor.
Yeah.
Steve Carell is really good in it as well. The only thing there's two kind of nitpicky things that I didn't really like. One's a bigger problem, one's kind of a nitpick. Needed more Sam Rockwell as George Bush. Not in it enough.
Not in it
because it's the Dick Cheney movie, but I needed more Sam Rockwell. And another thing, and this is the main problem I had with Big Short, is the really weird editing. You ever watch Big Short?
Mm-mm.
So basically, that one's about like the housing crisis collapse and stuff. And basically, to explain like some of these bigger terms and to people
to dumb it down.
To dumb it down, they bring in other celebrities and there are weird situations explaining what's happening to dumb it down. It's really weird editing. So this one does it too. It has one single narrator, and he's in different situations throughout Dick Cheney's tenure in D.C. So that's kind of the biggest thing I had a problem with. I don't really like his editing too much.
Well, he's your guy.
He is my guy.
He's your stepbrothers.
He's my stepbrothers in Talladega Nights, but I like his step. It makes me want to watch a Donald Trump movie that he'll do in the next 10 years. So.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Because he would be perfect for it. Major liberal, and obviously after watching this movie, you can tell he doesn't like Republicans very much. So there's a few Trump jabs in this movie. So
something like that. You know what? When I see a movie like this, I immediately think of are there certain kind of directors or certain kind of people that would be making this movie, and this totally looks like something that would be an Oliver Stone movie.
He is the funny Oliver Stone. That's exactly what people are calling him now. After The Big Short and then Vice. He's the funny Oliver Stone.
Because, and he pretty much wouldn't go down that road just for, geez, man.
Time for number 2. Need one?
I'm so...
Oh my God, you're slow.
I have to work in the morning.
So do
I. Is that, I couldn't see, Oliver Stone doing this here per se anyway because of him already having done W. Yeah. He's already been down that road, so. No,
it's a great movie. Definitely check it out. May not be all historically accurate, but it uses story points to tell its cinematic story. So.
Do you think it should have been further? Do you think more people should have gone and seen it and at least break the top 5? Because it only made like 400, 500 more than
I'm honestly
one
surprised.
of the worst movies of the year.
What's that?
Well, Holmes and Watson's
It's
coming in at 7.3 right now, and Vice is coming at 7.79.
Yeah, that's a tough thing because this isn't a mass audience type of movie. I literally went and watched it today, Sunday, and the entire audience was over 55 years old. So I was obviously the youngest one there.
You were the baby.
I was the baby. I was probably the frickin' age of their grandchildren, but sitting here watching this Dick Cheney movie.
Some of the great grandchildren.
Yeah. But so yeah, the thing is, I think it could have beat The Mule, but I think The Mule has, the Clint Eastwood factor, more of
it's totally
faster pace, action type of movie. So this one's really dry, black comedy. So
that it's more of a biopics are always going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Depending on the biopic,
And especially if you're going to put jabs on a political party on it, you're going to alienate half the country. So,
according to the last map I saw, I think it's more than half. But anyway,
we're not going to get political, Brian.
We're not going to get political. Good, because I don't want
to. All right, so let's jump into our main topic.
What is our main topic?
The top 10 movies of 2018.
Top 10? Who's top 10? Everyone's top 10?
Our individual top 10s.
I don't know. Maybe.
If you gotta look yours up quick, we can start with my 10 through 5 if that's cool with you.
It's like, what the fuck do I do with my phone?
Where's my phone?
There it is.
Because luckily for me, and a lot of people are like, don't do top 10 worst movies. You're doing a disservice to people who worked hard on movies. I'm like, I don't have a problem with people putting hard work into movies, but if you made a shitty movie, I'm gonna call you out for making a shitty movie.
That way you can hopefully make a better movie.
Exactly. I think everyone has a good movie in them somewhere, even Tommy Wiseau. So I think it's there for everyone. So
I'm still trying to picture Tommy Wiseau making a good movie.
I don't know. We'll see if he can. Someone can give him a chance, maybe.
Who after The Room? Who the hell's gonna give that dude funding?
I've heard his movie
even Kevin Smith, who has made critically acclaimed movies,
can't get funding. Yeah,
has issues getting funding, which he starts production of his new movie in January.
What's that?
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
All right, so maybe that'll be on your list for next year.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah. All right, so my number 10. I'll do like 10 through 5. You do 10 through 5, and so on and so forth.
I won't even know what order.
That's why I'm giving you time.
I'm not.
You are not prepared. All right, number 10 for me. No surprise. I got a horror movie on my list.
Shocker.
Actually. Number 10, Cam. Came out on Netflix this year. We talked about it on a previous episode, but it's the Cam Girl movie from Netflix. But I really enjoyed this movie. It had a lot of good social commentary in it. Had really good thriller aspects to it. And overall, it's just a fun hour-and-a-half long horror thriller to sit and watch. So, a lot of vibrant colors that you need to check out. And if you haven't watched it just because of the subject matter, you're doing yourself a disservice because it's not that bad. You've seen worse in other movies. I mean,
probably.
Yeah. So, number 10, Cam. Number 10. Number 9, The Bears.
The Bears?
The Bears. No, number 9, Creed 2. So Creed 2 will make my list here. I hope this is the end of the Rocky franchise because this is a perfect way to end it.
Just keep it up on top.
Keep it up on top. There's no way you can go anywhere with Michael B. Jordan's Adonis Creed from here. He literally fights the guy who killed his dad, his son. Like, where would you go from there? He has the title in the movie, and then he fights the guy that killed his dad. Like, there's nowhere you can go.
I don't know. Gotta ask Coogler.
Coogler, he was a producer. He didn't direct it, but I think this one is pretty much on par with the first one. I think the first one has some better fight sequences, but this is a very enjoyable movie. Stallone is great. Michael B. Jordan's great. Tessa Thompson is great. So every, acting aspect. And one of my favorite things is that they actually give more character to Ivan Drago, who was literally like 5 lines evil Russian in Rocky IV.
Well, yeah, but you also figure back when he was the Russian.
Oh, yeah, he was the biggest baddie.
Well, what I'm getting at, though, is that you don't give a lot of lines to a guy who hasn't had a lot of experience.
That's true.
Basically use him for the brute that he was.
I must break you.
We're talking, how many decades later. He's got a few movies underneath his belt.
But he doesn't say a lot in this movie.
I know, but he still would have better range.
He does, and so does his son, who is actually I think he's just an actual boxer too. The guy that plays his son. So, they both did great and added a lot to the Drago character and his son in their kind of lineage. So, number 8, Upgrade. Upgrade, directed by Lee Winnell. And basically, this movie is
RoboCop, how it should be made.
RoboCop combined with Venom.
But he stays like a human.
But he stays human, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, the RoboCop remake that we needed. Here.
I haven't finished Upgrade, but I will tell you what I will say this much, though. Is the dude with that implants the chip is kind of creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
He's kind of creepy.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, but Upgrade is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So many good action sequences in this movie. The way it's shot, I loved it. The use of cameras and the way they move the camera with the action.
Well, and I've said this before, and I know I've said this before, is I would love to see James Wan and him get back together and get back into the writer, producer, director role of all those two doing that all themselves.
All together, yeah.
Even getting to the point now that you see what Lee Winnell can do behind the camera is almost like a Russo style.
Oh, yeah.
Is get both of them behind the camera, get both of them writing.
Like we've said in previous episodes, give them Justice League.
I mean, even outside of Justice League, just
a franchise movie,
something.
Yeah.
I mean, something of a large caliber. I think that they could definitely pull off.
Give them the Mortal Kombat movie that James has been attached to for the longest time.
Yeah, actually, I saw something on
I don't think he is.
No,
anymore,
well, no, I was gonna say I saw a YouTube update on my phone saying something about possibly that being canceled.
Yeah, I think it was. I think James pulled out or something like that. So
God,
anyway,
damn it!
Upgrade, my number 8, awesome action movie. Lee Winnell going from Insidious. What's the third one called? Poop. I think it's just called Insidious 3 or the third chapter. I don't know, whatever it was called. Going from that, which was an okay horror movie, to now Upgrade. Big step up in the directing aspect, and I can't wait to see what he does next.
Mm-hmm.
He has a bright future, just like James did. Took him a little longer because he wasn't.
He
wasn't behind the camera.
No, he was doing other things.
Yeah, he was in front of it for a lot of it. So, yeah, Upgrade, number 8.
Upgrade.
Number 7, A Quiet Place.
So good.
It is. For the longest time, I thought this was going to be my number 1 for the year. Obviously, didn't end up that way. It came out, in March this year? Something like that?
I'm sort of impressed that it's so low on your list.
Why?
I really am.
No, it's not the last horror movie. Spoilers. But it's such a good movie.
Halloween is up there. That's why it's not the highest.
Halloween's not even on my list.
What?
No. Not even probably in my top 15. Maybe 15. Yeah, Halloween's not on my list.
Somebody call the
Call 911 now.
Somebody call this man's psychiatrist.
Yeah. Anyway, A Quiet Place.
Wow.
John Krasinski. Going from frickin' being Jim Halpert on The Office to delivering one of the most, how do I want to say this, one of the freshest horror movie concepts to come out in a long time.
I'll even spin it this way. He's pulling the Jordan Peele aspect of it in that, because I mean, have you seen any of some of the comedy movies and things that he's done in previous?
Who?
John Krasinski. For example, he has a movie where it's him, where it's a romantic comedy with him and Mandy Moore getting married by Robin Williams.
Okay, yeah.
And to go from the comedy side of everything, whether it be the TV shows or movies, to go, he made that. And it's one thing to be in the movie. It's one thing to put a funny dude in the movie, but to realize that he is the one that actually wrote the movie
and directed. And directed.
Did he direct this one?
Yeah. This is his directorial debut.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Peele has, Get Out. He wasn't in the movie at all, which is, I don't want to compare the two, but to having to direct and write and act in your first feature-length movie, I mean, that's impressive to come out with this.
Oh, he killed it.
He did. And Emily Blunt is great as well. It's easy to, maybe tell your wife how to direct her and stuff like that.
I bet it's just the opposite. I do, especially if you've got somebody as seasoned as her.
She knows what she's doing.
She knows what she's doing. But no, I legit actually think it probably would have been harder for him.
Mm-hmm. And I love the fact that this movie has balls.
Mm-hmm.
First, 5-10 minutes, they kill the kid.
Right.
Like, they kill a kid. I'm like, holy like, when that happened in the movie theater, I was like, this movie fucking went there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in all the way till the end.
Yeah.
And that ending is great. I love that ending.
Granted, once you understand how the premise of the movie goes, when you saw that kid turn the little thing, turn the space shuttle on, you're like, he's gone.
Yeah.
You saw it coming, but at the same time too,
you're like, they're not going to kill the cute kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but they did, and it's great. It's a great movie. I can't wait to see what they do with the second one.
I hope they really get him to come back to direct as well.
I think he is. I'm pretty sure he will.
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. He's
working.
He's confirmed that he's writing.
Yeah,
but they haven't confirmed because I read an article that he said basically he's out. It was going to be standalone for him. If the studio was going to make,
he'd help out with it.
Well, no, it was just their bag. And then he got an idea, and he started going with it. And he's like, "Well, if you guys need an idea, here's this idea. Yeah. Well, do you want to write it? Well, okay.
I guess. I kind of hope. I don't know which direction they're going to go with this. I hope they stick with the same characters, and I hope they kind of go Terminator 2 route with it. I think we've talked about that before.
I don't remember what that article said. It did mention about what the concept was, and I don't remember if it had anything to do with Emily Blunt's character.
I mean, it could be kind of like the Cloverfield thing. Mm-hmm. Which I think this was originally supposed to be a Cloverfield movie.
No.
I think it was. It started off with that, and then Krasinski went from there. He got a hold of the script and changed it up.
Because my understanding is the Cloverfield Paradox that was on Netflix was supposed to be something else, and then that kind of got rerouted in the process.
Pretty much every horror movie that can't find its footing somewhere ends up as a Cloverfield movie now.
There's been 2.
What? 3?
No, not if you include the original.
Oh, yeah. Which...
So 10 Cloverfield Lane, and then
the best one,
the Paradox.
Yeah. So my number 6.
Okay.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Still need to see that one.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel bad not having seen that one.
I know a lot of people are kind of poo-pooing it, but I think that's kind of just the popular thing. Oh, I hate this movie because it's not the Freddie Mercury movie I wanted. It's the one you got.
Yeah.
So, and Rami Malek is great. We've talked about this movie on previous episodes, so I won't stick on it too long. But for this movie to have, I'll kind of spoil it for you. It's not really a spoiler. You know what happens. He dies. No.
What?
He's dead.
Freddie Mercury?
No, the last 20 minutes is the, what's that concert?
Live Aid.
Live Aid. The last 20 minutes is the Live Aid concert. That's it. That's the climax of the movie.
Well, it's probably one of the biggest concerts of their entire career.
I think it's the greatest live performance ever. To have it end just on that, it's basically a concert movie for the last 20 minutes. I'm like, that has a lot of balls to just recreate one of the most iconic concert moments ever. Mm-hmm. And that's your climax. So.
Oh yeah, you got to end on a high note.
You do, and they did. And
I mean, you were going to either end up with one of two things: either end on a high note with something like that as Live Aid, or they were going
to him dying.
Exactly, yeah. Which is going to potentially just cause probably more pissed off people. Because, yeah.
I mean, the best thing about this is the casting is great. Everyone in the band looks exactly like their real life counterparts, which is a little scary. And yeah, it's a good movie. Definitely check it out. And Mike Myers has a great, not cameo. He's an actual character in the movie. So, and I love seeing Mike Myers back on the big screen.
Well, yeah, like Inglourious Bastards.
I know that was what 2009?
That was a while ago.
Yeah, so one every 10 years.
He's got the Wayne's World money and the Shrek money. He doesn't need to work.
Austin Powers money, more than Wayne's World.
Yeah, well, yeah, but between Austin Powers and Shrek, he's probably made a lot more money off of that Australian accent instead of the British.
Ton of money off that Shrek.
Yeah, a little bit.
Mike Myers, please just make an Austin Powers 4 or Wayne's World 3. One or the other.
Austin Powers 4. My wife would be happy.
I want him to just finish the trilogy, though. I want both. I'm greedy. Give me both.
Yeah, just give me both.
Yeah. All right. Do you have some sort of a list?
I have movies on a phone.
You just made the list.
I just made the list. You are not Jericho.
We're going to get sued by WWE now.
No, just Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
The Jericho.
The GOAT.
Well, if anything, I'll just go over some movies that I did see that I will discuss that are not yours.
All right. That'll work.
Because frankly, because on there, honestly, if anything, for the top 10 movies that I would have had this year, easily would have had been A Quiet Place. One of the ones that I actually went back and got to be able to see actually was Tag.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Tag. Just for, you know, sometimes you get some of these large ensemble casts and, they've just pulling the names because they can pull the names, but it's the way that, it's the people they chose for this movie and how they utilize them. Like, for instance, John Hamm plays a CEO of a company. Ed Helms is a dentist. Jake Johnson is an unemployed pothead. And I don't think they even really discuss what Jeremy Renner does.
He works for a secret military organization.
Yeah, it's called Shield. But that was the other part that I enjoyed about it, is because it absolutely seemed like the whole, this is what Hawkeye did when he was not in the Avengers movie.
Hanging out with his childhood buddies.
Yep. Playing tag. Even Hannibal Buress, who's probably the maybe least known out of all of them, did a great job.
He's hilarious.
Oh, he's very hilarious. Oh, I suppose if somebody's seen Spider-Man, they'd know him. Yeah. No, just overall, good ensemble cast, and I think they all just played it super, super well. It's one of those ones that could have been bad. It really could have been.
Yeah, this year for me it was weak on comedies. I didn't watch Tag.
You should have.
I should have. Game Night I didn't watch, and Blockers I didn't watch. Straight up comedies.
Which are actually I wanted to discuss anyway.
All right.
But I would tell you, actually, even if you don't get around to watching Tag, you at least need to get onto YouTube and watch the credits for Tag. Because Jeremy Renner does a cover of the Crash Test Dummies song. Mm-hmm. And I'm typically, when I'm watching movies at home and stuff like that, I'll just let the credits run, whatever the case is. Or at least I'll fast forward to the end, so then that way it doesn't show up as I didn't finish the film, right? Fast forwarding, all of a sudden I see a head pop up in the credits. Alright, so I backed up. Because the credits start out just like your typical score thing, right? And then all of a sudden, here's Jeremy Renner's floating head in the credits as he starts to sing this song, and it is him. He's actually, you can go on to iTunes and actually find his cover of this song. It's so magnificent. But then all of a sudden you see John Hamm and Hannibal Buress and Jake Johnson and all of them doing the chorus of this song, and they do it all the way through. So I mean, me personally, it's a good movie. But to watch it all the way through the end, to watch this corny 1990s disembodied head music video in the credits, perfect. It was the good icing on the cake. Actually, I was gonna say Game Night. I actually saw Game Night and Red Sparrow, I think within a couple of weeks of each other is when they came out. Game Night, I thoroughly enjoyed Game Night. It was maybe not the cream of the crop kind of, duo comedy out of Rachel McAdams and Jason Bateman. But, come on, Jason Bateman's just funny, period. Oh,
yeah. He works great in an ensemble cast.
Yes. Yeah. When you go to find out that and just the supporting cast members that they did for it were just...
I hear the guy that plays the cop is just scene stealer.
Oh my god!
I watched a list of like what their nominations would be for like best actor, supporting actor.
Mm-hmm.
He was their nomination for one of the supporting actors.
Oh, yes.
And he's also in Vice. He looks a lot like Matt Damon. I always confuse him for Matt Damon. He was in Black Mirror too.
That's
Yeah, every time I saw that on Black Mirror, I'm like, oh wow, they got Matt Damon for Black Mirror. That's so cool.
well. It's funny.
Like, oh, it's not Matt Damon.
Is I was like, wait a minute. I was like, why do I? Was like, what do I remember him from? And yes, because he was on the. Oh, that is not why I knew him though. He is in Black Mirror because he's in USS Callister.
Mm-hmm.
No, what I knew him from is why I actually recognized him in Black Mirror is because he has a supporting role in Breaking Bad, which he's really good in. But yeah, he's.
Does he not look like Matt Damon?
No,
Really?
no,
Like a chunkier version of Matt Damon.
no.
Are you looking at his IMDb right now?
I'm looking at his IMDb right
He
now.
looks like Matt Damon.
No.
He's played a younger version of Matt Damon in 2 different movies. I learned that today.
And what?
I don't remember. It's on his trivia on the bottom of his
I was
IMDb
to say his
page.
name is Jesse Plemons.
Yep. Anyway,
Anyway.
game night.
Game night. Now you got me stupid curious.
Matt
Damon.
Damon.
No, especially when you find out that he's come up with this huge like plan of how to get him back into the game night with all the people.
Mm-hmm.
Super Troopers 2.
You're including that on your best.
Dude,
I didn't watch it, but
it is Super Troopers. It is the movie that it needed to be made how many years ago, and I'm so glad that Fox finally got them to be that Broken Lizard was finally able to make that movie. The little the cameos and the additional characters that they were able to add for it, like Jim Gaffigan comes back, and basically reprised the same person,
the guy getting pulled over.
Yeah, and then calls them out on the joke that they played on him before. Rob Lowe is great as the Canadian mayor of the town that they're trying to take over.
Rob Lowe is great in everything.
Right? Will Sasso is spot on. The opening of the movie has a cameos by Clifton Collins Jr. and Sean William Scott.
Nice.
And I mean, to me personally, it was pretty on par with the first one. Both of them have their faults and everything like that, but to have I can't pronounce his last name, the guy that plays Thorny.
Mm-hmm.
They confiscate some different things like fake iPhones. Instead of AK-47s, they are AK-48s. Because up in Canada they have an extra bullet. And then they leave these different drugs, but the drugs aren't marked, so each one of the guys tries a different drug. And the one that Thorny tries is Flovashosha or something like that. Basically, it's like a woman's hormone. So he starts acting like he gets very estrogen driven.
Classic comedy there.
Classic comedy. To me, it was, because they've had a couple of rough ones. Like, Slam and Salmon didn't do so hot and whatnot. Club Dread, some people didn't have a whole lot of fun with and whatnot. But this was a good, let's go back and let's just revisit these classic characters that everybody loves. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I'll give you Blockers.
Yeah.
I'll give you Blockers. Again, good ensemble. I mean, it's obviously it's about a movie about these, the kids making a sex pact to lose their virginity over during prom. Mm-hmm. One thing I actually
very American Pie.
But there's one thing I really enjoyed about it is they flipped the script in that it was girls that were making the pact, not boys. Mm-hmm. It's directed by a woman, and then more of the emphasis obviously on the parents than it was on the kids. Leslie Mann's great. Ike, why am I drawing a blank on his
John Cena.
Oh yeah, that John Cena too. Ike Barinholtz. Mm-hmm. I always have a problem with his last name. Those three, their chemistry is beautiful. But Blockers is, to me, a great example of why John Cena needs to keep making funny movies.
Oh, he's
the dude is
perfect.
Hilarious. When they go through the beer chugging scene, and then the some of the bits after the beer chugging scene, you're just like, those words really did just come out of John Cena's mouth. Like, you've been not necessarily so much on Ike, because I can't tell off the top of my head, but like, say, Leslie Mann. Leslie Mann has been down the raunchy comedy movie a number of times. I mean, come on, look at her husband. It was gonna happen.
Ike was in both of the Neighbor movies.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Anyway. Give me one more out of your list, and then we'll jump to the top 5.
Ocean's 8. I'll go with another one that you haven't talked about and whatnot.
I haven't even watched.
And you have not even watched. I seem to be liking these ensemble movies.
I know.
Actually, one thing.
You like your big cast.
I like my big cast. I would say is that they did a good job of making its own movie. I think I might have even touched on this before, but basically they made its own movie without trying to overdo or outdo the original Ocean's movies. We make reference, they have a couple characters to connect the original George Clooney movies to the Sandra Bullock movie. I really hope they actually do make an Ocean's 9, because maybe they can make an 8, 9, and a 10, and then we'll have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13.
I think that's what they were going for.
I hope so. Sandra Bullock pulled it off. Kate Blanchett, Sarah Paulson, Aquafina. Yeah, we got an Asian rapper and a black singer. Oh, sorry, she's from Barbados. She's Barbados, or whatever a Barbados person is called.
Barbaden.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Helen Bonham Carter. They're all just very
Mindy
good.
Kaling.
Yes. But I'm hoping that the way that they play the movie out is that we can bring George Clooney in and tie it all together. That'd be great.
I bet that's their plan for it. So
yeah, he's playing dead.
All right. So my number 5.
Sure. Since you've been keeping count.
I have been keeping count. I take my top 10 serious, Brian. Number 5.
I enjoy lots of
is
movies.
to keep it all balanced. Avengers: Infinity War.
How's that keeping it balanced?
Because it's right in the middle. Number 5.
Yeah, but is it 5 or 6?
It's 5.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's my joke. Let me have it.
No.
So yeah, number 5, Avengers: Infinity War.
How's that only 5?
Because
there's
4 better movies ahead of it.
Really?
It's not even the best comic book movie this year.
Well, no, probably. Well, it's up there.
Yeah, it definitely it is one of, if not my favorite MCU movie. And what else can you say about this movie that people haven't already talked about, and us on the show haven't already talked about? Josh Brolin as Thanos.
He's amazing.
The best Marvel villain, hands down. And
come on, not Stephen Dorff in Blade?
No, I watched Blade the other day again. Blade is awesome.
Yes, Blade is great.
No denying. No, I mean like MCU villain. He is the best.
Don't mind the weird noises, just me moving my mic
Oh,
around.
well, way to do that while I'm talking about Avengers: Infinity War.
I'm just mad that it's at number 5. God,
Why are you so mad? It can
don't
be
know.
your number 1. I don't care.
Oh, no. This is just not working for me. There, how's that? There we go. Woo, there we go.
So, Avengers: Infinity War.
Sorry.
This big culmination of 10 years, 20-some movies. And we get this.
Yes, this was...
The 21st?
No.
Something like that. I don't remember. Avengers: Infinity War. I mean, it brings in all these different characters. Like, there's what? Probably 60, I think they said, comic book characters in this movie.
70 plus.
And to bring it all together in this type of movie, it's perfect.
Well, and I think, especially after some of the woes that Joss Whedon has made claim to in regards to doing the first 2 Avengers movies, I think one of the smartest things that they did was they had the Russos do it, so they had two guys running the show instead of one.
Yep, exactly. So pretty much the only reason that this is kind of lower, I guess, on my list.
Because you have no soul.
I have no soul. It's been taken by Thanos, and it's in the Soul Stone. No, I'm waiting to see what happens. It's the part one of a 2-part movie.
Oh, you're waiting.
I'm waiting to see the full conclusion. Maybe then I can put it together with Endgame as my number one.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to see what they do, because I don't feel Captain America didn't get his fair share in this movie, and a lot of the other original Avengers didn't get their fair share. So.
Maybe.
All right. So, my number 4. The Miseducation of Cameron Post.
Is he really miseducated?
No, it's a woman. So this movie this was one of the indie event screenings I went to, and this is a freaking great, just independent movie. It's basically about this girl who goes to, she gets caught at her prom or whatever by her parents in the 90s, and kissing another girl in the back of her car. So they send her to a gay camp, conversion Christian camp, and it's kind of about her experience there and the people she meets and how they react to being in the camp, and how her counselors react to people being gay. It's just an overall great movie. Great cast, led by Chloe Grace Moretz. And the biggest thing that I enjoyed about this movie is, 1, she has a great performance, but 2, the way they try to tell the story of, like, people being sent to basically a camp to turn them, from gay to straight. And one of the camp
that's a thing.
That's a thing, yeah. That's obviously a thing in 2018 America. But basically, one of the campers...
We won't get political.
No. One of the counselors at the camp, he was gay, and his sister converted him. But the way he interacts with these kids, and by the end, he has an understanding with them, and it's just a great overall story arc for that character. So yeah, if you guys haven't yet, check that movie out. It's great. My number 3. Mission Impossible Fallout.
I really got it. As much as
so freaking good.
I was like, as much as I enjoy that franchise.
So my 3 through 1, like, I was flip-flopping them all in my head the last, like, week, because any one of these 3 could be my number 1. But Mission Impossible is the best action movie of the year. Best action movie in a long time, probably since the first John Wick. It's that good.
The best broken ankle.
Yes. That's a great scene there. Oh, there's so many good scenes in this movie.
And they kept it.
Yeah. That's that take with him breaking his ankle.
Yep.
That's a great chase scene. But it all culminates in frickin' Tom Cruise actually flying a helicopter in an action scene.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. Like, I can't do this movie justice because you have to watch it to understand why the action scenes are so great. It's, it helps that Tom Cruise actually does his own stunts.
Yeah, he might be getting to that point where he might have to pull back the reins a little bit on that one.
Maybe not.
Because he's kind of getting to that age.
He doesn't look like it though.
Well, no, he doesn't.
He has found the fountain of youth.
No, he's found Scientology.
That's right. That's what it is. No, and Christopher McQuarrie, like, he just needs to make Mission Impossible movies from now on.
Oh, is that the director?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Brad Bird ones were good.
They were. This is the best Mission Impossible movie, hands down.
I will say, as much as people love to give absolute shit to Mission Impossible 2,
it's a fun, stupid John Woo action movie.
Well, yeah, that's just it.
Like Face Off.
Like, they turned the dial, and they did something different when we got into Stop Naming Them Numbers. When we got into, like, Rogue Nation and all that. Because that's when Brad Bird got involved. And Brad Bird was known for Ratatouille and The Incredibles before he did Mission Impossible. One thing is that I love the fact that when Tom Cruise has made, because the Mission Impossible movies have always been like a passion project of his. And that's one of the reasons why I think they're so good, because they're like, this guy over here that makes lots of money is going to make us lots of money, so give him the money. Is that when it first started out, there's a specific reason why those first 3 movies look the way they do, is because Mission Impossible was a TV show. It was episodic, so There's a reason why the Brian De Palma looks different than the John Woo that looks different from the JJ movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a reason for that. I just think that when he got to working with JJ and knowing the work that JJ does for the sake of like the producing side and got into the Bad Robot thing, and then they kind of...
JJ is franchise Viagra. Star Wars, Star Trek, Mission Impossible.
No, I was going to say is
just like The Rock was.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Okay.
The franchise Viagra.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
That's where I stole it from.
At first I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, that is what changed this. I love Mission Impossible too.
Yeah. Well,
I like it better than the first one even.
Yeah.
Because the first one I think has a lot of problems. CGI in that one does not hold up. But I love stupid John Woo action movies.
Yeah.
And that one does it perfectly. This one has Mission Impossible Fallout has a kind of a nice wink and nod, I think, to that second movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they do a motorcycle chase scene much better than the John Woo one.
Yeah.
But it's great. I love it. He kept his skills from that second one, though.
Yeah, well, that's...
With a very young Zoe Saldana in it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I go, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's right. Is that, you know, that's one thing I do at least appreciate about, as weird as Tom Cruise can and is the...
no, never.
Is the him doing his own stunts, or to the point where it's not even necessarily him doing his own stunts, it's him going, oh, it's a 70-story building? Yeah, I'll be on the outside of it. Oh, we're going to fly an airplane? No, I'm not going to have a harness.
Yeah.
You know.
My character's going to be flying a helicopter? I'll learn to fly that helicopter.
Yes.
Like, that's what makes this movie. It's because you can believe in the action.
Mm-hmm.
That's what so many action movies today have the problem with. And I think this is a franchise that knows how to do it right. John Wick knows how to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have these guys who actually are in the action and have trained for this. And yeah, that's what makes these great.
Have you seen the stuff for John Wick Parabellum with Halle Berry?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can't wait for it.
Stupid excited for that.
Oh yeah. All right. My number 2.
Number 2.
The best comic book movie this year.
Black Panther.
No.
Ant-Man
Spider-Man
and the Wasp.
No. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The best comic book movie this year. One of the most, like, creative animation to come out in the longest time. Combination of basically traditional animation with almost it looking like a comic book / video game cutscenes. It's kind of a strange amalgamation of all of those, but...
Fancy words.
Amalgamation. I love that word. But basically, this movie has the most heart out of any of the comic book movies that came out this year, and this is the best Spider-Man movie.
So who would have thought your favorite, you know, like traditional Spider-Man would be Jake Johnson?
Jake Johnson. Well, he's not my favorite Spider-Man. He's in my favorite Spider-Man movie, I guess. Now.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, he's my favorite. No, this movie is so. It's so good. The characters, each character, they make you care about it. I know I talked about this in our Spider-Man episode, but
yeah, a little bit,
just a little bit about Spider-Man. But yeah, this is a must-watch this year.
So I must watch it.
You must watch it.
Kind of need to get around to doing that.
Yeah. So what do you got? I'm gonna save my number 1. We'll do our number ones at the same time.
I don't have a number 1. I'm just kind of going off the
list.
Remember?
Did I say your number 1, Infinity War? Is that your number 1?
I don't know.
Now you gotta think of a new one.
I don't know. Well, to stay on a little bit of the comic book theme, I'm gonna have to go. At least it would have to be Deadpool 2. I think it holds up pretty well to the first one. You know, it has its faults. They all have their faults. It's a comic book movie. They're gonna have their own faults. But I do appreciate the fact that they push additional boundaries past what
breaking the fourth wall.
Yes, I mean they gave more soul to Dopinder.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, a demented soul, but yes.
A demented soul.
Yes.
God, I can't wait to see how they do that.
He wants to be like Kirsten Dunst in what's that movie?
What, Twilight?
No, he wants to be like Kirsten Dunst in Interview with the Vampire. I think is what it was. Or no, what was it? God.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst is.
Yeah, but in what?
No, that's Interview with the Vampire.
Oh, was it that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you were saying Kirsten Dunst, and for some reason I was going to Kristen Stewart in my brain. I'm like,
no.
You said
one of those is
a bad movie.
In some bad movie. Well, they're both in bad movies. Anyway, Dopinder.
Dopinder. No, and also the fact that they played the LBGQ card thing with Teenage Warhead.
Mm-hmm.
And Negasonic Teenage Warhead. God, I could not get her
Yes.
name out right. Do you know where the comic book got her name from?
Nope.
A Monster Magnet song.
Really?
Yes.
Anyway.
No, but the fact that, they played that, they're like, you know what, she's a lesbian. We're not going to hide it. They just kind of said, here it is, and moved on. They didn't enlighten on it or anything like that. They just made it part of it, and it was a great way to do it.
Do you know her girlfriend in that movie, Yukio, is technically the same comic book character as the one from the Wolverine?
Yeah.
So that's technically the same character.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Well, they did break the timeline thing with so that's...
But yeah, it's the same character, same name and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will have to go with Black Panther. Black Panther was just amazing this year. So, solid, obviously good, solid cast, solid directing. I had a little bit of an issue with the story.
I had issues with this movie.
My issues mainly were just predictability. Maybe I've just watched too many Marvel movies to the point where it's like, oh, I know exactly how the ebbs and the flows are going to be.
You didn't think he actually died halfway through it? You didn't think he was going to stay dead?
No.
Being sarcastic.
Yeah, right. And I've alluded to this, and I've stated this before, is that Daniel Kaluuya, I hated his performance.
He wasn't very good.
It was not believable at all. No.
For me, that movie is great for two reasons. Ryan Coogler.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes. Oh, Michael B. Jordan is by far the best MCU villain they've had.
Even more than Thanos?
Yes.
Character-wise, I would say, yeah, I agree with that. As far as what they actually do, Thanos.
Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger has more depth in his story of why
I liked him more than Black Panther.
Of why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yes, than Thanos.
I wish that ending didn't have a big CGI fight at the end between the two. CGI, I don't think it was finished.
Oh.
Between the two. And then that ending is great.
Hey, you know what?
His speech at the end is perfect. But
the worst CGI in any MCU movie is still going to be probably far time better than any of the DCEU movies.
Yeah, but it's comparing apples to oranges.
Apples to hand grenades?
Yeah. Hey, CGI wasn't that bad in Aquaman.
No, it's probably the best.
Yeah, that was better than the one in Black Panther. So
it was on there with up there with Wonder Woman too.
Anyway, what else you got?
I'm gonna go with Ready Player One.
All right, I was waiting for this one from you.
Mainly because I love the nostalgia of it. Now, most of the qualms that I hear.
Do you remember?
Do you remember?
No, I remember.
You remember? One of the things that I would see that people would bitch about was probably stuff that was logistically not possible. Like, if you compare it to the book, which I have read the book as well, it's like what some people say about like the Harry Potter movies. The movies are good, the books are good, but don't compare the movie to the book because then you'll be disappointed by the movie.
Two different mediums. I do not like comparing books to movies.
Right.
Because I don't know how to read. So I can't compare the two, but
words are hard.
I just like watching stuff.
So, I walked into the movie knowing that 100% faith in the fact that it's not going to come out exactly how I read it in the book, which is exactly right. And I think the modifications that they made for the movie did the movie justice. The only like real big issue that I had that I wish they would have kept more to the book was when Wade meets Artemis. Because in the book, they don't meet until the very end of the story. Physically meet in the real world, whereas they meet pretty early on in the movie. That's probably about like my only like
qualm about it.
Logistic issue. Yeah, exactly. Because like in the movie, when they go through the second gate, they go to visit the hotel from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Whereas in the book, they walk through the movie War Games with Matthew Broderick. I would have loved to have seen it, but how they describe it in the book, it logistically just would not make sense because he pretty much does the entire movie verbatim as Matthew Broderick's character. And number one, it's owned by MGM, so you would deal with licensing issues.
Yep.
Can you make it work where it didn't actually sound like on paper and reading it? It's easy to envision, but to get that on TV or on film is different. One of the little fun facts that I did learn about this movie is, do you remember the movie The Post with Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep?
Streep.
And the Streep.
The Streep.
So, The Post is what Spielberg does in his off time while he's waiting for the CGI to be completed on Ready Player One.
He's like, God, I'm bored. I should just go make a movie.
Let me just go make another movie. Why not?
Oscar-nominated movie.
Yep.
So, I haven't watched Ready Player One yet. I need to. But can this be the end of this 80s nostalgia hype fest?
Well, see, and that's where I think, and there's other people that were given that whole issue with all of the litter with the pop culture and everything like that, right? Anybody who's read the book understands the type of person that Ernest Cline is, and funny enough, there probably is pulp culture that was not even thrown into that should have been. Like the dude is a huge Rush fan, and they only just brushed on the Rush.
Tom Sawyer.
No. Using Ready Player One in regards to like doing the pop culture references is a bad example because that's partly what the book is based around.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, like that should just be the culmination of how many different things are in this movie from that time period. Mm-hmm. This should be the culmination of that. Be done.
Yeah.
Kind of sick of it. Once South Park makes fun of it, you should probably stop doing it. That's kind of my thing.
Maybe.
That's where the I don't know if you ever watched the episode. It was from like last season, I think, with the member berries.
Mm-mm.
Where they're talking about like everybody's hyped about the 80s nostalgia, and it's just literally these things of blueberries that, oh yeah, Darth Vader, I remember.
No.
Yeah, you remember TIE Fighters? I remember.
I remember this nice little wonderful like Gremlins t-shirt that I got here the other day. It's got a Gizmo on it.
So you remember?
I'm a member.
You remember Gizmo?
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, do you have a couple you want to throw out before you get to number one?
Let's see here. Jurassic World was good. Bumblebee was good.
Didn't watch it.
I know.
Jurassic World was good? Did I hear that?
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
I could put that on my worst one, I guess.
Really?
Yep.
I'd probably watch Fallen Kingdom before I'd watch Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Wow.
Yeah. And I liked both of them. I have a problem with there has to be something legitimately wrong with a movie for me to really kind of put a lot of hate on it. Kind of like to your point where you were saying about the, people made this movie. There's some reason or this is somebody's passion project. Yeah. So sometimes that's built into the back of my mind. But at the same time too, I look at movies like The Predator where I'm like, Olivia Wilde, that was completely unrealistic. Huh?
Olivia Munn.
Sorry, my bad.
I got you.
My bad. That is the Munn. The Munn. To circle that back around, she's in the Slam and Salmon. So yeah. Hell, I would even, as much of a clusterfuck as it was, I might even take Jurassic World over The Crimes of Grindelwald. There was just too much shit going on.
No interest in seeing that. Granted, I haven't watched a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah, you fail. You fail. Yeah, honestly, I would have to go with Bumblebee just because Bumblebee, again, is that Transformers movie we should have gotten 11 years ago. They should have started out as exactly, as like the origin and whatnot, and how did they get to Earth, and because I actually
in the 80s too.
Actually, well, that and after talking with a buddy of mine here, I might actually have to go back and revisit the beginning of Transformers because he made reference, and I'd have to double check, but I think he's right in that Bumblebee actually screwed up the continuity.
Who cares? Just restart. Have this be a soft reboot. Have this be the start, and like, yeah, we'll forget about the other ones.
And this is something that I kind of thought, just based on, obviously Bumblebee was going to be successful, especially with how well it's been reviewed and everything like that, is do they attempt to do a Bumblebee 2? Do they try to find that little fine line between 1987 and the early 2000s when the new Transformers, because we still have a time period to figure out how he's going to get to the car lot where Bernie Mac is at.
I think you scrap it. You scrap the first 5. Just pretend they don't happen. Just keep going with the good stuff. That's what I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, should we jump to number 1?
Sure, go for it.
My number 1, Hereditary.
Of course.
It's so good.
I know.
You haven't watched it yet, have you?
No, but I did see that it was on Amazon Prime, so I can watch it.
You can watch it. My number 1 movie this year.
I would call watching it for free with quotation marks because obviously I pay for Prime. What are you looking at?
I gotta pull it up. I gotta remember the director's name.
Well, come on, man.
Ari Aster. That's what I thought. But
Yeah. You should. You should have been better prepared.
it says the person who doesn't have a list. Boom.
I don't need a list.
You just made the list.
You are the list.
All right. So number 1, my number 1, Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Toni Collette is absolutely fantastic in her performance in this movie. This has drawn a lot of comparison to The Witch that came out a few years ago from A24. This is also another A24 movie. And the best thing about it is, yes, it is a horror movie. That's not the reason it's my number 1. It helps that I love horror movies. But the reason it's my number 1 is because it is a family drama first and uses that to get you sucked into the story. So when the scares do happen, you actually care what's going to happen to these characters. Best aspect of this movie. And Toni Collette, as I said, kills it. Also, let's pull up this kid's name. Alex Wolff. He plays the son.
Mm-hmm.
He is also great. There's just so many great cinematography, great directing by Ari Aster, and there's so many just great shots that are kind of ingrained in my mind after watching this movie. I mean, you can watch the trailer and kind of think, oh yeah, this is going to be a jump scare, scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
But once you find out what happens not even halfway through this movie, and then that story going forward, it'll creep you the fuck out for a long time.
Will there be a sequel?
No. Hope not. It doesn't. It sets it up perfectly at the end for the conclusion of this story with this family.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's how you end it. It's just like The Witch. The Witch... I don't know, The Witch isn't getting a sequel. But The Witch ends in such a dark and twisted way, just like this one does, that it closes that story out perfectly. So, definitely my number 1. Toni Collette should be nominated for Best Actress. She won't.
She won't.
No,
well, for
because
one,
Academy hates horror movies.
Well, then they've already released the names of
the short list.
The short list.
She's not on it.
Yeah, way to go, man.
Which sucks. Hey, if I was an Academy member, she'd be the winner for this year. So, I think Hereditary is the best movie that I have seen this year, and one of the best horror movies to come out in a very long time.
Dun dun dun.
So, yeah, Halloween was not on my list.
I'm
just to throw that out there.
Are you
shocked by that?
I'm beyond shocked with that. I mean, you are like the Mike Myers nerd.
Yeah, baby.
Not that Mike Myers.
Oh, both.
No, but that makes me want to go back and watch Baby Driver again.
These are Mike Myers masks.
Not that one.
Yeah, that's maybe top 15. I don't even have it on. I made a list, and it wasn't even on one of these for possible. So
I'm in a little shock and awe there. Kinda is.
Can you guess what genre? I have 3 more that I had possibly into the top 10. Can you kind of guess what genre they were in?
Horror?
They were.
Oh my god.
A movie called The Dark.
Dark Sister?
No, not Dark Sister. The Dark. Great independent horror movie. And then 2 Netflix horror movies, Veronica and The Ritual. So just to throw those out there as a couple honorable mentions.
I still wanted to get back around and try to get into watching The Apostle. New Netflix movie too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with
Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
Not Martin Sheen. Michael Sheen. Too many Sheens.
Michael Sheen, Martin Sheen, Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
But Martin Sheen and Michael Sheen are two different Sheens, and Michael's probably the better actor.
So out of this list, you should watch The Ritual.
I should watch The Ritual.
I think you'd enjoy that one a lot. Yeah. It's on Netflix, so.
Oh, it's on Netflix. Okay, because I'm gonna go for the underdog here.
Go for it.
Ant-Man and the Wasp
as the number one.
Well, as the in no particular order.
Final film.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
I mean, come on. It's Paul Rudd as a superhero.
It is Paul Rudd as a superhero.
That is just great. I've been a fan of Paul Rudd as a superhero since the day that they announced his casting back when Edgar Wright was attached to it.
Oh, absolutely.
The additional cast members that they threw into this, I think they definitely did their respective jobs. Lawrence Fishburne
Larry
was great. I love how they flipped his character to the point where you like him, you hate him. He's okay again, and
Yep.
Walter Goggins. Oh my God. I love his southern accent. And I'm so appreciative, like pretty much he kind of got a little bit of that Nick Cage thing going on where it's that's like the one thing about him that they never change.
Yeah.
I mean, even his storyline in Sons of Anarchy, he still keeps that southern accent. Which, you never did watch Sons, did you?
Nope.
I am going to have to show you a picture. No, I mean, just overall, and I can't think of her name. She also played, she was also in Ready Player One. She's the one that played Ghost.
Yeah. I don't know her name.
Yeah. Just overall, I think it was definitely a good follow-up to Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man. And they kind of played on the same lines of Ant-Man isn't your traditional comic book movie.
No.
It's a heist movie that happens to be a superhero movie. Through and through, it's all about the heist. Michael Pena telling a story.
One of the big things they left from Edgar Wright's script in the first one.
Yes.
Yep.
And I love how they toyed around with it in the second one. Because when they do the truth serum.
Yep.
And he starts going off, and the guy's like, "Why don't you get to the point?" And T.I. is like, "Hey man, you put the quarter in him. You got to listen to the whole song."
For me, I enjoyed this movie. Wasn't great. I felt like it should have just been. For what it went, like the best thing about this movie is the comedy, right?
Oh yes.
I wish it didn't have Ant-Man in it at all. Until they could have had something at the end with him. I wish it was all just Paul Rudd in his house and how he interacts with people coming to visit him. Like him under house arrest, and that was the whole movie for an hour and a half.
You have to admit, though, that house arrest stuff was great.
It was. I wish that was the whole movie, because the best aspect of it was the comedy stuff. So they should have just gone and played that up for the entire movie. Be something entirely different for the rest of it. Nice. That'll be our featured image for this.
Featured image will be Walter Goggins with boobs.
Boobs. But yeah, that's how I think they should have played it up. All comedy, yep.
No, but
I will say,
he is Ant-Man.
has probably the best end credit scene out of all the Marvel.
And they had to get Evangeline Lilly in her Wasp outfit.
Yeah. I wish they would have just done that movie then.
What? Just do
Have
Wasp?
him under house arrest, and then it cuts back and forth between her story, and then just cuts to Paul Rudd in his house playing drums. Yeah, that could have been the whole movie right there.
Okay. What did you think of the ant playing drums?
Oh, I loved it. I want it to be super goofy like that. That should have just been the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, that was our top 10.
That was your top 10. That was my, in no particular order.
You got about 10 in there, 10, 12 of them.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
Well, we're all good.
We're all good.
Hey, we at least got to talk about a bunch of different movies.
I will give you also to say is that honorable mention is Red Sparrow. It's a little weird hearing Jennifer Lawrence with a Russian accent.
Yeah.
But outside of that part, like, you get to the end and you realize how she's gone and done her manipulating. You're like, holy crap. No, really good. And, I really enjoyed it. I definitely give a good honorable mention to Red Sparrow.
Lots of good movies that came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Very good year for comic book movies, for one. And
that's only been like the last 10 years. Thank you, Marvel.
I mean, but how many? I have 2 here. You had 4 right in yours, so
well,
I think all of them but Venom are good.
Well, and I got to a point too where just some of the stuff that was out this year is just, is it something I could wait? Like, for instance, I didn't see Ocean's 8 or Tag until home video. It's just that, I unfortunately, got to the point where it's like, oh, I can wait for that one, or I can do that. Oh, but I'm a sucker for my MCU movie, so you're damn right I was there opening weekend, that sort of thing. So that's probably half my problem.
I will throw in one more quick honorable mention.
What's that?
Vice.
Vice?
If I hadn't watched it so late in the game, it might have made the top 10. So
you're like, fuck, I don't want to change this list.
Yeah, I didn't want to change out my nice list, but yeah, that's a nice honorable mention for me.
If you would have, where would it be in your top 10?
I probably would have kicked out Cam and put that as 10.
Really?
Yep.
You would have kicked out a horror movie,
Yep.
Mr. Horror Nerd.
Yeah. For my boy Christian Bale. It's my boy. Bale. All right, so as we're
he's the machinist.
Oh, it's so good. American Psycho. Top 5 favorite movie ever.
I just saw and I don't know how long this has been on the internet, but I thought somebody recut the scene in American Psycho where they're showing off their business cards, and somebody recut it, well, CGI or whatever you want to say, but instead of showing off their cards, they were showing off Pokemon cards. Oh my god, it was great.
We will have to put a link to that in the bottom of this video. So,
yeah.
All right. So I want to run over this top 10 list.
What's that?
Fandango came out with this top 10 most anticipated movies for 2019.
Oh, is that what that is?
That's what that is. So
2019.
Basically, let's run through it quick. They had, they polled like 3,000, 4,000 people for this or something like that. So they had number 10 was The Joker. Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, I'm all for that one.
Mm-hmm. Number 9, Dumbo.
Quick note. I'm looking at this top 10 going, more than likely, there's probably like at least 8 of these I want to see in the theater.
I want to see all but this one, Dumbo. Couldn't care less about.
You'll say...
Maybe Danny DeVito will pull me in.
What's funny is you'll say that and you'll watch it and be like, God, this was so good.
Hey, I always hope so.
Yeah.
Tim Burton.
Colin Farrell, Danny
DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah, great cast. And Tim Burton behind the camera. Hopefully he can do a little better with this than he did at Alice in Wonderland.
And that's where you and I differ. I enjoyed the first Alice in Wonderland.
You're probably the only person that did. Besides all the millions of dollars it made.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me go
in a sequel.
Let me go to the Rotten Tomatoes.
So 3 in a row they have the Disney live action remakes. Number 8, Aladdin, which I know we poo-pooed on the Will Smith thing, but
I will say
I'm waiting to see more.
Well, that's just it. I will not give any criticism to Aladdin until I see more.
Yep.
Just because I do think that we're seeing how Disney wants to see it because they don't want to show Will Smith as the genie yet, and I get why.
Yep. That is my most anticipated for these Disney live action movies, Aladdin. Number 7, they had Lion King, obviously. That trailer was great. Yes, it is a live action movie. Don't say it's an animated movie because that's wrong.
Oh. I had to think about that for a second there.
Yeah. Number 6, Glass. Nice to see that on the top 10. That people are excited to see it.
Oh, dude, Glass is... The minute I saw the twist at the end of Split and I knew that this was coming to fruition, I've been in.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't remember, we probably touched on this here, is that Split and Glass are the 2 movies that I knew that were in his brain that I never knew were going to be made. Because when he made Unbreakable, he said, "Imagine that it's a trilogy where the sequels don't get made."
Yeah.
He said that from the very beginning. So then when he goes and he makes his twist.
Yeah.
What a twist! What a twist! So, oh yeah, stupid excited to have Sam Jackson come back as Mr. Glass. Oh yeah,
And that we get in like 3 weeks.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
January,
So
like January 19th.
Something like that, yeah. Number 5, Toy Story 4. Obviously, Toy Story.
It's Toy Story.
Number 4,
Tim Allen need more of that Toy Story money.
Yeah, like he needed more money from this franchise. Number 4, Spider-Man: Far From Home. I guess there is a little news we didn't touch on.
What's that?
There was some plot details that came out that basically says Mysterio is not the main villain in the movie. He's more of a friend and colleague of Peter Parker, and they team up.
Well, and this
is just speculation that has come out, but I think this might be an illusion of Mysterio for that film.
Well, and I've read a few different things on stuff where about like different characters and different villains that have come out as part of Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
And part of me was like, oh, let's not muddle this up and turn this into Spider-Man 3, where we just get too much shit going on. But this is where in Feige we trust, and just don't let Amy Pascal screw up the movie, and we'll be fine. If Feige's got his hands on it, then I think we're gonna be okay. So, I've heard like 5 different villain names that have been rolling around.
Yeah.
So,
but I think Mysterio will end up being the main villain, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, Star Wars Episode 9.
Star Wars.
It's a Star Wars movie.
I mean, come on. Look how long we're having to wait between a Star Wars movie.
Good. Give them a little time to actually make a good movie this time. And that's the Star Wars nerd saying that.
That is just because you didn't like Solo.
Solo was probably be on my worst list. So.
Well, that's also because Solo was not the origin movie they should have made.
No. Shouldn't make it at all.
No.
Anyway, Captain Marvel, number 2. Number 1, Avengers Endgame.
Shockers.
Yeah.
Basically, that top 5. That top 5, it's like, duh.
Yeah. What would you have as your number 1? Endgame?
That I'm most looking forward to?
Yeah.
Maybe? I say that just because I really want to see how M. Night finishes off the split Unbreakable.
Yep.
And it's not, the one of like 19 million comic book movies right now. And I love my comic book movies.
Still a superhero movie, but it's completely different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would throw, Avengers Endgame's probably my number 1. Star Wars probably number 2, just because it's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars.
It's Star Wars. All right, so what do we got coming soon? Nothing. Okay, let's move on.
What?
No, coming soon this weekend.
Eli?
Eli.
What is Eli?
Eli is kind of a horror thriller, I guess.
So right up your alley.
If it was going to be good, but it's not. But this is directed by the guy who did Sinister 2, which is awful. So, yeah, this is bad. Going to be a bad movie. I'm not going to watch it. I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
You totally want to go.
No, not really. Basically, the plot is a boy receiving treatment for his autoimmune disorder discovers that the house he's living in isn't as safe as he thought.
Ooh.
Yeah, so.
Ooh, Holmes & Watson's up to 8%.
Wow.
I wonder how many of those people are like, dude, you really gave it a good review.
Yeah. All right, and the other film coming out that weekend, Escape Room.
I'm all for that one.
You know what? I heard about the premise, and I was like telling my Kayla about it, and I'm like, God, this looks stupid, but the trailer came on today. I'm like, I'm in.
I'm in for Deborah Ann Wall.
Yo, I'm in for Adam Robitel. This guy could be a little bit bigger than.
Maybe this will be his break.
His big break. He did do Insidious: The Last Key, which I didn't hate. Thought it was an alright film. His whole IMDb is horror. So
is that the Insidious movie you couldn't remember earlier?
No, the one he did was the 4th one.
Ah.
Yep.
Dun dun dun.
Sorry, I got distracted.
Yeah, way to go, dude.
Yeah, this one I will probably see this weekend, actually. Knowing me, you know me.
Escape Room?
Yeah. Look, Casey, a horror movie? Yeah, we'll watch it.
Right?
Yeah, so I'll definitely go check it out.
Yeah.
So what else we got coming up in the Sioux Falls area?
Well, looks like Cinnamon Falls actually has quite a bit of shit going on here. They do. Looks like most of it's towards the end of January though, so we got a couple weeks before that. They've got Shoplifters coming out on the 20th. They got Stan and Ollie, which I figured would have been a wider release, that it wouldn't have been something that Cinema Falls would have done. It would have just gone to like regular theaters.
But sometimes with the Cinemark, they don't get these filmed. Maybe they do for maybe a weekend. That's it.
I don't know.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because
the much better John C. Reilly ensemble movie.
Yeah, and I can't believe how much they made him look. It's scary between him and Steve Coogan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's just
they're both getting a lot of good buzz from this movie.
Yes. So. They've got the live action shorts and the animated shorts coming up in February. Oscar nominated docs in February.
Yeah, so their big Oscar season push right there at the end in the first couple weeks of February. So yeah, some Cinema Falls stuff we definitely got to go check out. And so if you live in the Sioux Falls area, go definitely check them out.
Area. And it's not posted yet, but I'm on good authority to know that Indie Events is going to be rescreening Burning on the 23rd of January. More information will be coming out about that here shortly.
Yep. So we'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come join us. I didn't get a chance to see Burning the last time because, ice is stupid. And I'm definitely looking forward. That's in 23rd. It's like a Thursday, I want to say. It's either a Wednesday or a Thursday.
I think it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be at the Full Circle Book Co-op in downtown Sioux Falls.
Yes.
Definitely be there.
It's a nice, cozy little place. You can grab yourself some Fernson beer while you're there.
Absolutely.
They got a nice open bar. Well, I won't call it an open bar. Cash bar. They got a place where you can buy...
an open bar?
They got a place where you can buy booze.
That's always a good place. Buy booze and watch movies.
And read books. I mean...
Well, I don't know how to read.
We got to teach you to read. They're some pretty good. They are some pretty good dudes, and I'm so glad that they're getting into doing this stuff
movie
here.
Screenings, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm still thinking that we need to work on maybe establishing a movie club there.
Yeah, they actually reached out to us on a couple of things. I mean, a little bit behind the scenes here, if we want.
Yeah.
We're gonna help sponsor some of their movie screenings and stuff like that with the podcast and Sioux Falls Film Community.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely check out Sioux Falls Film Community on Facebook. But basically, what they have asked is maybe starting a book club.
A movie club.
Yeah, like a book club, sorry.
Like a book club.
A movie club, sorry. But yeah, so if you guys are listening out there, let us know if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
We're very curious to hear what everyone's thoughts.
We're trying to figure out how we want to, it's not a matter of making it happen. That's the easy part. But figuring out what do we want to do? What do we want to talk about?
Yeah. What the concept of it would be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like a movie a month where we all watch and then sit and discuss, or numerous things we can do with that. So
exactly.
If you guys are listening to this and you have any ideas, please shoot them our way.
Yeah.
We want to know your thoughts.
You still have this hashtag for something we can't even get anymore.
I haven't updated the notes in a while, so.
Hashtag Ashes for Oscar can't be a thing anymore.
No.
It's not. She's not on the list.
All right. So yeah, that's pretty much the show. We got a few plugs we got to make, and then we'll wrap it up. And
here, you plug Andy, because I seem to fuck it up every time.
You do fuck it up every time. So please check out fellow Sioux Fallsite. Is that how you would pronounce it? Sioux Fallsite?
I don't know.
Sioux Fallsian?
This coming from
Cinephile. Check out fellow cinephile from Sioux Falls.
There you go.
Fat Dude Digs Flicks. He does awesome movie reviews. He watches a lot more movies than we do.
Yeah, we need to get onto his caliber.
Yeah, the amount of movies he watches is nuts. So he's into a lot of the same stuff as us. So please check him out. Check out his reviews at Fat Dude Digs Flicks.
Yes.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. He's got all that fun stuff.
Does he?
Yeah.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Actually,
you know who else has that stuff?
We do.
We do.
What?
Yeah.
Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah,
and
please follow us all.
Community.
All at Backlot 605. Pretty easy to find us.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Now we may just kind of have to start cross Hashtagging everything.
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 Also, check out our website where we got plenty of movie reviews and where we post our podcast as well. So
yeah.
Also, while you're on the website, click the little tab in the top right. That'll take you to our merch store. Check out all the merch that you can get. Buy our fancy logo on a t-shirt or a sticker, whatever it is you choose. So do all that. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and on the YouTubes.
Well, look at you. You actually got it in the first try.
I got it because I read it. So I do know how to read.
You've been lying to me this whole time.
I've been lying to everyone this whole time.
God, you're a fucking asshole.
What a twist.
And we're two schmucks in a basement.
Way to bring it all back.
You missed your own hashtag plug.
I know. And you're a schmuck in a basement because we're two schmucks in a basement.
We are two schmucks in a
so
basement.
Hashtag it. We got a lot of hashtags we should all use. Two schmucks in a basement.
Yeah.
Hashtag Backlot 605. Tell people you watch the show. Please follow us on all our fun stuff. Our Facebook is doing all right, but please give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a little help there.
We don't need any help. You need help.
I need a lot of help. Thank you for doing that. Next week will be my intervention on horror movies.
We want them to follow us because they like us.
They do. I hope you guys like us. We are kind of rambling a little bit at the end, as we always do, but I hope you find enjoyment.
Isn't that what the edit process is for?
No. Anyway, hope you all had an awesome...
It's just lazy.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, I hope you all had a great New Year, and let us be the last ones to wish you a Happy New Year.
Yeah. The first, the last, the middle, and the in-between.
Why not?
McDonald's still sucks.
McDonald's does still suck, but until next time, this has been Backlot 605.
And I'm Brian.
I'm Casey.
Bye-bye
and
now.
McDonald's still sucks.
McDonald's still sucks. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.